Before the world knew Rowan Atkinson as the master of silent comedy, he was a thoughtful boy growing up in County Durham, England. Born on January 6, 1955, Rowan Sebastian Atkinson was the youngest of 4 sons in a family that valued education, discipline, and quiet perseverance. Life on the farm offered structure and routine, but also a sense of responsibility from a young age. The loss of one of his brothers during infancy left a subtle imprint on the family, shaping their appreciation for patience, resilience, and careful guidance. Growing up under these steady influences, Rowan developed a reflective nature and a keen observation of human behavior. These early experiences, while unremarkable to outsiders, laid the foundation for his later ability to understand nuance, timing, and emotion, the qualities that would eventually make his comedy so compelling. The challenge of speech. Around the age of 5, Rowan developed a stutter, a challenge that made speaking feel like a careful, deliberate act. Words often caught in his throat, and expressing thoughts became exhausting, turning everyday conversation into an exercise in patience. School, while a place of learning, sometimes felt daunting because of this difficulty. Yet even in these moments, Rowan's intelligence and curiosity shone through. Instead of allowing frustration to define him, he developed a quiet determination to find other ways to express himself. Observation, gestures, and subtle expressions became his tools, long before the stage became his home. Over time, he learned that communication extended far beyond words. These early experiences nurtured both empathy and creativity, teaching him the value of patience, focus, and finding alternative ways to connect with the world. Discovering an escape in performance. Something remarkable happened when Rowan stepped onto a stage. His stutter seemed to fade, and a new confidence emerged. In the role of a character, the words flowed more freely, and the pressure of everyday conversation disappeared. Performance became a space where he could exist fully without fear of judgment. This was not traditional confidence, but a profound sense of relief and freedom. Acting allowed him to explore emotions, timing, and human behavior while keeping his own voice at a safe distance. Over time, he realized that the stage was more than a career path. It was a sanctuary, a place where creativity and expression replaced anxiety with control. This early discovery would shape his approach to comedy, where physicality, facial expression, and timing became central to communicating joy, humor, and connection. Academic excellence and engineering. Despite the challenges he faced with speech, Rowan excelled academically, especially in mathematics and science. His intelligence and focus became evident, earning him recognition and the promise of a secure future. After completing school, he pursued electrical and electronic engineering at Newcastle University, graduating in 1975. To many, a career in research or industry seemed the logical path. Comedy felt uncertain, almost impractical, for someone whose speech could be a barrier. Yet, even amid equations and experiments, the pull toward performance never disappeared. It was a quiet but persistent presence, guiding him toward opportunities that would eventually merge intellect and artistry. This balance between analytical thinking and creative exploration would become a defining characteristic of his work, allowing him to craft comedy that was both precise and imaginative. A breakthrough moment. In 1979, Rowan's first major success arrived with a BBC radio series showcasing multiple characters. Though the show reached a small audience, critics recognized his versatility and originality. Around the same time, he returned to the Edinburgh Fringe, presenting a largely silent performance built on mime and physicality. The response was polarized. Some were puzzled, others captivated. but industry figures noticed his discipline and creativity. Television opportunities followed, and despite early pilot setbacks, persistence paid off when the BBC commissioned a sketch show that would eventually redefine British comedy. These formative experiences emphasized resilience, patience, and self-discovery, teaching Rowan that his voice was strongest when it emerged through characters rather than through himself alone. The birth of a signature-style Rowan sketch show initially met mixed reactions. Viewership was modest, and some critics were unsure how to respond. Yet a key decision-maker at the BBC ordered a second series, recognizing his skill and originality. Over time, audiences embraced the show's sharp satire and unconventional humor. Memorable sketches, like the gorilla monologue, highlighted his mastery of timing and expression. Through meticulous attention to detail and high standards, Rowan crafted performances that were precise, controlled, and deeply engaging. While the work demanded intense focus, it revealed a man who approached comedy as an art form, blending discipline, creativity, and empathy. Success did not arrive overnight, but each setback taught him patience, perseverance, and the value of trusting his instincts, reinvention, and emotional depth. Rather than resting on his early success, Rowan explored new projects, including a historical sitcom that challenged him to adapt comedic rhythms. Initial setbacks were met with persistence, and careful revisions transformed the show into a critical and popular triumph. The final series blended humor with thoughtful reflections on human experience, resonating deeply with audiences. For Rowan, this period was both artistic and emotionally enriching. He experienced collaboration, support, and the satisfaction of crafting something meaningful. This phase illustrated his willingness to evolve, take risks, and embrace complexity. By combining humor with humanity, Rowan demonstrated that comedy could carry emotional depth, connecting with audiences far beyond mere laughter. International fame and a global icon. In 1990, Rowan introduced the character that would become recognized worldwide. This near-silent figure relied almost entirely on physical comedy, making him accessible across cultures and languages. The character's success was extraordinary, turning Rowan into an international star. Ironically, this figure mirrored his own early struggles with speech, creating a connection between personal experience and performance. Each episode demanded extreme precision, energy, and facial control, and while the work was physically taxing, it allowed him to reach millions with laughter. This phase of his career showcased not only his comedic genius, but also his resilience and commitment to craft, reinforcing that limitations could be transformed into enduring strengths when approached creatively. Balancing work and well-being. Despite fame, Rowan prioritized sustainability and balance over relentless work. Animated adaptations and special appearances allowed him to continue his iconic character without the same physical demands. A final major live performance brought closure, delighting audiences while respecting his personal limits. Through these choices, he maintained control over his career and health, demonstrating wisdom and foresight. Fame did not define him. Discipline, creativity, and self-awareness did. By choosing projects carefully, Rowan ensured that his work remained meaningful while preserving well-being. His story illustrates the importance of knowing personal boundaries, valuing health alongside achievement, and pursuing longevity over short-term acclaim, a rare lesson in the high-pressure world of entertainment. A private life and quiet strength. Away from the public eye, Rowan nurtured a private life filled with family, reflection, and discretion. He married, raised children, and maintained privacy despite public curiosity. Though media attention occasionally intruded, he remained reserved, emphasizing the importance of personal space and authenticity. Beyond comedy, he demonstrated courage and composure in real-life challenges, exemplifying resilience beyond performance. His life is a testament to balancing public success with private fulfillment, showing that strength is not always loud, but often quiet, steady, and deliberate. By navigating the demands of fame while preserving his values, Rowan exemplifies integrity and thoughtfulness, inspiring admiration for both his artistry and his character. Legacy and reflection. As Rowan reached 70, fans worldwide celebrated his remarkable career, yet he remains focused on balance and intentional choices. His story is one of adaptation, perseverance, and creativity. He did not overcome challenges by erasing them, but by transforming them into art. Vulnerability became a source of expression, silence became laughter, and struggle became inspiration. Rowan Atkinson's journey reminds us that human growth often comes through patience, experimentation, and resilience. For audiences, he is an icon of comedy. For himself, he is a continual work in progress. His life demonstrates that true legacy is not only about fame, but about courage, adaptability, and the quiet strength to turn personal challenges into contributions that endure and resonate across generations.